Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second part of this Hildibrand quest line. And I think, like I said last time, we're about halfway through it, so this whole quest is going to start wrapping up here soon-ish. And it will... Oh, by the way, I just lost my train of thought. But what I was going to say secondly was, this end of this quest line I think unlocks Battle on the Big Bridge, for anybody wondering. I'm not going to say who the boss is, because that's kind of a spoiler, but if you played any, like, previous Final Fantasy games, the name alone should pretty much tell you who it is. And the lore associated with that thing makes the whole situation make sense. I guess I just spoiled the whole questline. But we're not here for story, we're here for giggles and laughing. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Seriously. You could tell me he's the devil, I'd probably believe it. If you're asking me why they choreographed that, I don't know either. Okay, just go with it. You'll hurt their feelings if you don't. At least that'd be my thoughts on the matter if I was standing there. Just don't laugh. Just don't laugh and they won't feel bad. And then there's this guy. By the way, every time you hear that noise, that's a gill seller whispering me. Just so people say, "Nuh-uh, that don't happen." It happens all the time. All the time here. And I'm on a legacy server. Maybe that's worse, but I guess this whole conversation really boils down to, if you're pro Hildibrand, then you probably think this guy's a jerk, and if you don't like Hildibrand, well, then you probably like this guy. I guess it all boils down to your thoughts on the man. Come to think of it, I guess that means I like Hildibrand, because I called this guy a jerk. I learned something about myself today. By the way, upcoming worst parenting ever. And that's an accomplishment in this world, today's world. What? Oh, I was like, what the hell does that character remind me of? That reminds me of that cleric in the Conjurer's, like, level 25, 20 quest. What's her name? That's what she reminds me of, that child there. The man may be eccentric, but at least he's not gonna just go let a child go out in the wilderness by their own. That's at least something in the man's favor. Yes, that face will give me nightmares too. You're not alone. And it also made me laugh uncontrollably the first time. God, it made me laugh again. It's already happened in the past. I mean, you don't even have to like Hildibrand. The faces he makes and the antics he gets up to is enough to just make me giggle like a schoolgirl. You know, I never noticed that Lalafell statue in the middle of the darn square. I never noticed that. How do you not even notice that is beyond me, but I never noticed the giant statue. Like, that's the one point of the town I bet the developers never thought people would have a problem seeing. But at least this woman has some sense. She does have some sense, the reporter here. If you have trouble, stick with this guy. I think I can protect the child. I don't really trust Hildibrand to do it, though. I gotta be honest, I really don't. Okay, so skipping forward to running all the way over to frickin' here, which is quite a ways away, even though I think I teleported, even though I said before I'm lazy. Or I'm not lazy, I am sometimes. I guess it really depends how much the charge is on teleporting. If it's a lot, I don't do it. If it's not a lot, I just go anyway. And the only reason I'm keeping this in, surprisingly enough, was I never knew these ramps existed, because, well, I never knew they existed, so for anybody like me, there you go. I thought you had to just jump down like a moron and just take the hit. No, there's steps. It's not completely savage here, out here in the middle of frickin' Thanolin. There are ramps. And now we get to meet a favorite of this quest line. The Blundering Oaf, or I'm sorry, the Flamboyant Oaf. Does this guy look familiar at all? Nah, that's probably just my imagination. Come to think of it, I'm not really sure of the aesthetics on the person, but I guess that's the same thing. But on a serious note though, I'm pretty sure we all know who that is, considering the unusual minion there. If you don't know who that is, then... Actually, did they have that before? I don't remember. I think they did. In Pt2? Yeah. That should have told you right there. So yes, again, for people that want a summarization, the lady sent her what looks to be 8 to 9-year-old little girl out into the wilds with a vase, or vase, however you want to pronounce it, and got mad at her when she saw some monsters trying to kill her, and she ran away and dropped it. So she sends her back out there alone. That's Mother of the Year quality right there, man. I'm telling you. Another goddamn kill silver again. It's like 20 times per login I get to deal with that. It's either go busy or just deal with it. At least it's not that friend request crap anymore. I hated that stuff. Oh, we get to Greg. Oh god, this. I was gonna say, did we get to Greg yet? There's a character named Greg that I'm sure people are gonna love. Or wait, no, I think Greg is coming up shortly. Oh yes, now this is the... If you saw the reward on the thing earlier, that is one of the very reasons people run this questline, the Manderville dance. Personally, I think it's the worst dance in all video games, but, you know, people really seem to like that, just because of its absurdity. Can't really blame them either, it is funny. I just don't want my virtual representation of myself doing that. But then again, a lot of people don't do that whole virtual representation thing. Oh, by the way, 3, 2, 1... I tell you, that happens all the frickin' time. I hate to just go busy all the time. That's not really, you know, fun. I do like to receive random whispers. Not to mention, you know, free company whispers. Still looking for one of those. I'm just very picky in the free companies I always join. My rule of running with, you know, running a dungeon or something before I ever join a free company is probably screwing me over, but I like to make sure the people I run with are at least borderline competent. Or at least know what their skill level is. I've run with some people in MMOs that are just terrible. Doesn't matter to me how good you are, I just want to know how good you are before I join your guild. Like, I'm talking rogues that didn't know how to sap, mages didn't know how to polymorph in vanilla World of Warcraft, like that. That's saying something. I just believe in, you know, tryouts before I join a team. Apparently that's not the norm in Final Fantasy XIV, though. It's like culture shock here. People just invite you willy-nilly here. Okay, so you're probably wondering, who the hell is this father anyway? That's the title of this whole thing. It's been 9 minutes. We still have not seen this guy's father. And, you know, I gotta be honest, the father's probably the best part of this entire quest line. I hate his attire, but he's probably the funniest part of this whole quest line, I gotta admit. What pony was that? I don't know what pony that was. It looked like maybe Ramu's? No, I don't know who that was. I think I know what Odin's looks... Wait, does Odin even have a mount? You can tell I do a lot of mount farming. Now that thing over there looks suitably intimidating. However, it will not remain that way. Not if I have anything to say about it. Oh god, this. I accidentally clicked a little too fast here for the record, so if you're like, what? I didn't get to read it. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sure you just saw what he was doing, and you probably thought he was having a stroke. But no, he was dancing. He was dancing the Manderville. And You're gonna see it a lot if you play this game for any length of time, because everybody does that dance. I've had people just walk up to me before, just start dancing. No real reason, they just start dancing. I mean, it's funny, but it's just one of those, what? Why are you dancing for me, of all people? Of course, then I'm usually a jerk and just walk off, but I didn't ask for him to do it. This is one of those, is that a hunt? No, that's a fate, because I wasn't looking at my map, because I'm a moron. I thought for some reason, I was like, that must be an A-rank hunt, because I always see hunts here in Northern Thailand every time I come here. Nope, just a fate train. Just a fate train. I should be doing something on my warrior, but I'm getting off topic now. Now, of course, now we get to do the dance. He's like, oh my god, am I seriously gonna have to do this, you guys? Yes. Yes, you are. Dance for our amusement. Dance the dance of the damned. Okay. If that's not the dance of the damned, I don't know what is. So again, short summarization. We're looking for the goldsmith, who killed all these things, and the only way to summon him is to do this dance. I don't know why it summons him either, it just friggin' does. I have no words for what just happened. But I think it's I think it's pretty obvious now just why Hildibrand acts the way he does. Which, by the way, I love the guy's name, Godbert. Considering the next quest, I believe it is. Godbert's... oh crap, what was it? Conundrum? Godbert's Conundrum, or Godbert's something. I don't remember the philosophical debate, but... I thought it was a nice little throwback. So now that we're done with, you know, father and son running away and suplexing each other, can we actually help this little girl, please? That's kind of the whole reason we came to this godforsaken area. I hate Northern Thailand. That was an awful lot of drama just to walk over and pick up a bunch of vase parts. It's like the most dramatic walk-up ever. You know, the real good question here is just why is the man not wearing any clothes? But, well, I mean, he obviously has pants on and glasses and shoes, but I guess Thanalan is a hot place. Presumably it is a desert. Holy crap, that looks better than it did. Which, ironically, in art usually means it's worth much less. Which really begs the question of just how is art value estimated? It's a racket, I'm telling you now. And if you don't believe me, watch Dilbert. Art is organized crime, man. Now that I went off on a completely different tangent, I have nothing to back up my base assertions, and I might be called out for slander against the... I have no idea, I'm rambling now. I'm trying to figure out why he made that face. At least we finally got the woman her vase back. You know, the woman who was so ever so grateful before. Speaking of which, why are we even helping that lady? Oh right, we're helping the kid so the kid doesn't get yelled at. God knows I wouldn't be out here with these crazies if it wasn't to help somebody. I mean, the whole group is probably, you know, what's the word? Oh, damn it. I forgot the word. Certifiable, that's the one. The whole group's certifiable except, like, me and the little girl. Everybody else there was just crazy. Okay, so we remember how this lady hated Hildibrand? Well, I don't know if she hated him, but she did not like him. So, I don't think she's gonna be too receptive to having the thing be different, as they so called it. Sorry for the abrupt jump cut there. I was talking to someone in real life, and I didn't want to make you sit there for 30 seconds looking at the same picture. But seriously, I don't really know what else the kid could have done. But don't worry, just because this guy, well, at least he has a shirt on now. That's just because this guy shows up, she's gonna brown nose him, is the polite way of wording it, even though that's not really polite when you break that word down. I mean, let's break that word. No, let's not. Because apparently this guy is a big deal, or something. I have no idea how this... I guess he is a really renowned goldsmith, I guess is how it came to be. She doesn't mind, but... Who knew? All I have to do is level up a crafter to 60 and I get instant respect from the NPCs. I guess I'll never have respect. Or if I do, it'll be after my monk's 60, long after. Okay, so now we can finally, you know, not have to deal with that lady anymore and her child abuse. Because make no mistake, that's pretty much what that was. But nobody said a thing besides me about it. Right, so now our big thing is, you know, going back and trying to catch the duelist. You know, that thing we kind of just forgot all about for like 20 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna go try and do that again. Speaking of which, why did we even show up to... Oh, right, I remember why. I was like, why did we even come here in the first place? I also want to just know who came up with those poses. I mean, I know that one, obviously, but the first one... It reminds me of the poses of the bosses in Persona 4 when you go to Kanji's level. That's the exact pose they use. No, seriously, go back and play the game. That's the exact pose that Hildibrand uses. That one with the arms on both sides, ugh. That's actually a lot funnier now that I realize that. He goes all out when he waves at people goodbye. I mean, he dislocates his shoulder to do it. He's dressed in... what was it again? It was red, wasn't it? Ah, we don't know anybody like that. We don't know a single person dressed in red. Ah, good old-fashioned breaking the fourth wall. I'd like to know why a warrior would wear such impractical clothing. I mean, to be fair, that doesn't look too awfully impractical, except the big pants, like the big MC Hammer pants, but... for all I know, they're padded. They give extra protection during battle. I don't know. Better protection for him. So, because I'm not going to watch, you know, make you watch me going all the way to Coerthus, here we are. Now we're trying to be a plainclothes operation, meaning don't call attention to yourself. Do you think Hildibrand is up to this task? I don't think he's up to this task. I don't think he has the right toolkit for this. But don't worry, me and my fabulous shoes, we've done this before. Well, at least this operation won't be, what's the word, boring. It won't be boring with all these people here. All three of them are certifiably insane. I mean, arguably even the main character is, because he's willingly hanging out with these people. Right, so now that the operation's begun, I think we have to go the opposite side because we actually look competent, right? I guess that should feel good that I look competent. It's better to be competent than look it, though. I have no idea why I just said that. Honestly, none. Oh, good God, I forgot how many cutscenes there were here. Aren't we looking for the duelist? Why is everybody just, like, leaving? Oh, right, well, I guess they're on the other side of the... Thought you walked the other direction. Oh, false alarm. Nope, nope, that's... No, don't worry, that's just Greg. That's just Greg, don't worry. Greg is not nefarious. Also, there is one thing in this coming cutscene that I did not understand the point of. I'm sure there's a good reason for it, I'm just not smart enough to realize what it is in this one right here. I think I even put my mouse cursor over it when it happened, so just watch my mouse cursor. Well, one, there's Enkidu running all the way across on the left. I don't know if you might have missed that. Oh, there's Greg. What's Greg doing back there? I don't know either, come to think of it. I guess he's guarding the whatever they're trying to guard here, the caravan. And oh, I see what he's doing. I was like, why the hell is the guy running? He's chasing the rooster. I was like, what that? I thought he was doing something. I never realized he was just chasing the chicken. Hopefully he's not gonna choke it. I'm sorry, I'd throw in at least one lewd joke. Just one. Just the one. Just the tip. Okay, two. Thankfully, I'm sure everybody's going, oh, thank Christ. We're almost done. This is the last cutscene of the entire quest chain. No, it might be the next to last. I think there was one on the other. This is the next to last cutscene. And I'm not going to talk for this one because it is hilarious. So after the little tug of war, I guess we're gonna go find Greg. Or I'm sorry, I'm not gonna I cannot keep up this pretense anymore. We're gonna go find Gilgamesh. Because if you couldn't figure out that was Gilgamesh by now, you probably didn't play any of the other Final Fantasy games. What amazing magic you have, being able to be in two places at once. Because I'm pretty sure you were just on that rock back there, weren't you? Ah, it must be my imagination. That's a big bridge. Hopefully there won't be a battle on it. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it. I was excited I was finally done, okay? Don't... If you saw the mouse cursor there. Even I get excited. Sometimes. Sometimes. Truth be told, I cannot wait to do this trial. I've heard a little bit about this trial, and it sounds like it's going to be hilarious just to watch people die in it. If not myself. Because there's a distinct chance I might die in this thing, because I'm not really good at the whole mechanic that's kind of needed for this boss fight. You know, the whole running away thing. I don't run, I fight. So, now that we got our official challenge, I don't know if you want to call this an official challenge or not, I think it does qualify as one. And don't worry, I think even if you do lose, I'm 99.999% sure you don't lose your weapon. If you did, I'm sure there'd be a whole hell of a lot of complaining back in the day, but they couldn't betray the lore, you know? And that's it for this particular thing, unless I forgot... Nope, I was gonna say unless I forgot something. That's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I know there's a lot of cutscenes and not a lot of action, but it was more so for the comedy. But hopefully I shall see you guys next time. Farewell, everyone. Until then.